everybody, welcome to today's live tutorial. Today we are going to be doing a gorgeous glowy bronzy summer look, and we have Bernice here with us today. She's our beautiful model. So we are just going to focus on skin and face today.
Yay.
So we're going to use the Becca Backlight Primer today. So first we're going to put this all over. Have you ever used this before?
I have not.
It's a good one. Are you a primer girl?
Sometimes. I see such a difference when I actually do use it, but sometimes
it's just one more step.
Yes, one more step.
Ooh, I love this one so much. It's almost gone. Let's try to get some more. So this is awesome. It is just like a very lightweight primer, and kind of the point of it is just to add like a glow, like a little
pretty.
shimmer. So I actually already put some on your forehead before we started because I did your brows and I didn't want to mess them up later. So we're just
perfect.
Yes, we're gonna just put them all over. So Bernice you were microbladed or tattooed on your eyes?
Tattooed.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so she already
Permanent
has
makeup.
just great brows. Is that like the best thing?
I do love it. I love it so much. I needed the guide because I was a major brow noob.
Oh yes.
I did not know how to do my
hard.
brows.
Well, they looked very good. So we'll flash a before video of her later on before I did any makeup, any of the eye makeup, and you can see her beautiful brows. I did add a little bit of powder to them. I just extended them like a teeny bit. But they're great. So we did that. We did her eyes.
So is this kind of a more sheer that's coming out on my face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
It's totally sheer. It literally is just a glow.
Oh, I like that.
Very luminous. So I'm just going to put this all over. If you get really oily, you can keep it off of the T-zone. But I just put it everywhere if I want to glow. Very beautiful. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to go in and we're going to do foundation, but we're going to take this primer again and we're going to mix it with our foundation. So doubling up the glow. So we're going to add it on our palette. And this blends really well with foundation. The formula is really great. I feel like in summer, we want to be more glowy.
Always.
Always more glow. Summer is like the season of skin.
Well, plus I feel like when you get a little bit of tan, your foundation doesn't match as well anymore, anymore too. So then you want to have something.
Totally agree. You probably don't even wear like a ton of foundation.
I don't. I prefer
skin.
tinted moisturizers just for a lighter coverage.
I love that too. That's kind of what this primer, when you mix it with your foundation, it shears it out a little bit.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it almost is like a tinted moisturizer, but not as hydrating. But it gives it that sheer kind of luminous
That's perfect.
look. Oh, I love your freckles. They're so
From
cute.
the sun. Yep, I get them extra in the summertime.
Do you have them year round or just like in the sun?
Not usually. It's usually just from the sun.
Really?
Yes.
I love them. Okay, we will not cover them up.
Oh.
They're so cute. I love freckles. Like earlier this year, there was like such a freckle trend. Like, did you see all those videos on social media and everyone's drawing on
Yes.
the freckles and stuff like that? You're like, oh, I just have them.
I just don't like when they turn, because you get some of the cute ones, but then if I'm in the sun too much without sunscreen, then you get the big spots.
Yeah, those aren't as favorable as the freckles.
Yes, I prefer the cute freckles.
I used to get tons of freckles when I was little because I have like red naturally in my hair, so I just have that skin type, but I don't anymore. Maybe because I wear sunscreen.
That's good. Maybe I just need to be putting on more sunscreen.
I still get freckles on my body though. In fact, I feel like I get more when I wear
everywhere
sunscreen,
else.
which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get them on my arms and legs. It's weird.
Yeah, me too. Like, okay, welcome.
Yes, exactly.
I wore sunscreen.
Yes. The joys of getting older.
I know. I don't ever, like, I am a sunscreen girl, but before my wedding, I'm like, oh, I'll go to the tanning bed, and then I'll get a spray. Like, I'll do it for the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, a month of tanning, and I literally did not get tan at all. I just got
so
freckles.
sad.
But I used to be able to tan. Like, in high school, I would go in the tanning bed sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
I think I went once, and I was like, I look the same.
Yeah.
So it didn't do a lot for me, so I decided not to do that again.
I would go in the winter with my friends.
Oh,
Because
it's
it
so
felt so
relaxing.
good and
Yes,
it's so
it's
cold in
true.
Utah. I'm like,
Yes.
let's just go to the That's
Yes.
so bad. I don't recommend it, but it felt good.
Yes, it is very soothing to be in there.
It really is. Okay, we are gonna highlight under your eyes a little bit. You have like
Okay.
a great under eye area, so we're gonna illuminate it. I'm gonna go. Let's do. Okay, we're gonna do medium shade 1. We're gonna do custard, and if this is too light, I'm gonna mix a little bit more. So I just like to put things on my little palette. I don't really like to put makeup on my hand too much. Okay, that should be good. So what I like to do for under eye concealer, especially when we're like, she has nothing to cover, like no dark circles, nothing. We're just like illuminating that area. So I like to go in with a really light hand. So I'm gonna use a little kabuki brush, like a little synthetic. Have you ever tried the IT Cosmetics brushes?
No,
They're
that's
really
so
good.
cute.
It's cute.
It's so cute.
They're really like soft too. They feel
Oh,
nice
they're
on the face.
super soft. Oh, I love that.
It's so good. I love them. I have a weird, like I love to try new makeup brushes. I feel like I buy makeup brushes more than any makeup
I love
thing.
that.
I don't know why. I'm like, this can perform better. I'm so excited to try.
Yay! I know, I probably should. I have brushes that are way too old. That's always the thing I think about last. I'll
Yeah.
get new makeup before I get new brushes.
Which makes sense. But good brushes will last forever. Like it's not
Yeah.
bad if they're years old. That's like great. Like less waste. It means they're
Yes.
good.
Have you tried that makeup cleaner thing that kind of it swishes in the
No.
I
The
see-
machine?
Yes, I want to
Have
try
you
that.
tried it?
No, I haven't either.
If you try it, please let me know.
Yes,
'Cause
I've
it-
been looking at it.
Yeah, because it looks so awesome,
yes,
right?
and I love that it dries it right there too, because that's the biggest pain about doing
Oh, for
the washing
sure.
the makeup
Oh,
brushes. You can't have them for
sure.
a minute.
No. But it makes me a little nervous though, because in the videos the bristles kind of go sideways, and I'm like, well, that
I
could
know,
ruin.
right?
I'm nervous.
I know.
about it.
Yep. I've been on the fence, so I'll let you know if I have
Okay,
it.
please do. Maybe I should order one and do a video on all the weird little makeup
Yes.
items. There's some. You're into skincare and stuff, right? We were kind of
Mhm.
talking about that earlier.
Yes.
Have you seen like the different new skincare machines on Amazon? Like there's one that's supposed to like extract you. It's like a little vacuum.
What?
And then they have an at-home like microdermabrasion, and they all make me nervous
Oh.
because like you don't want to mess with
Yes,
your skin, but like
exactly.
they get good reviews. Have you used any
I
of
have
them?
not. But I have been curious because I
Yeah.
have gone and done microdermabrasion before, and I love it.
It's great.
Yes.
I should order all these things and try
I
them.
know.
I'll be the guinea pig.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, so that was the NARS Creamy Radiance Concealer. So I really like that one for like this glowy bronzy look because it has a luminous finish. So it's not very matte. And it's sheer, so we're not going to cover up her pretty freckles or anything like that. And we are going to contour the nose slightly. This is just the concealer. So I'm just putting it in any areas you would want to bring forward and to illuminate. So we're doing under her eyes, and then we're doing a little bit on the forehead and a little bit on the chin. And you can already tell what a great finish that has. Like this has the gorgeous summer glow. You can see those different layers of illumination we put on. But why I like to mix it with foundation instead of doing a tinted moisturizer, I still like those, but I feel like with foundation it lasts a little longer. Like since you said you do get a little oily,
Mhm.
if you mix stuff with actual foundation, like the NARS foundation that I use has like a demi matte finish, like a satin matte, so you'll get longer wear from it than if you just were to do like a glow primer or something like that.
Oh, I feel super lightweight, which that's my biggest concern when I'm putting on foundation, and that's why I lean towards a tinted moisturizer, so it feels great.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what everyone says, and this one's pretty full coverage. Like we did it sheer so you can see your cute freckles and stuff, but it definitely like has a lot of coverage, which I like. But yeah, it
That's
feels
awesome.
nice. Okay, so then what I like to do is I like to take the little damp beauty sponge and just go over everything. I like that the sponge absorbs a little of the product, so it's going to sheer it out even a little bit more just because she has such great skin. We don't want to layer too much. And we did do a bronzer on her neck before we started. So I used the Body Blur by Vita Liberati. Have you used this
I
before?
have not.
this is a fun product. So it is a bronzer. So they only come in a couple shades. This one's latte. So it adds like a really nice like gleam. People use this for body makeup, like Dancing with the Stars, stuff like that, when you just want to glow. So it evens things out a little bit, but it's not a body makeup. It's like a body bronzer. So it's, you can see on her chest, it's very illuminated and glowy, but it does not look like she has makeup on. But this is fun for summer. Like if you're going to the beach or the pool
Yes.
and you're not going to get in the water and you're like, I just want to be a goddess for a day.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
body glow. It's the way to go. It's amazing. Okay, so now that is okay.
It was the e.l.f. brand, but they stopped making it, so I'm on the lookout for it now.
Well, let us know in the comments if
Yeah.
anyone has one.
There's no data.
On the okay, where producer Kelly said we have lost the feed. Can you guys hear us? Tell me if you can see us and hear us. We're gonna keep going. It may have just cut out. So we're gonna keep going and see. But comment below. We are live. We live stream most of my videos, so let us know if you still hear us and still see us. There's a little bit of a lag. It looks like it's showing up on my end, Kelly, so I think we're good. Okay, so now that I have done that, we are going to go in with the bronzer. You have two options. We can do a powder bronzer, which is super easy. Everyone tends to gravitate towards that, but I think we're gonna do a cream bronzer today if I have one. Because maybe I don't. Maybe we'll do powder. Oh no, I do. Okay. So this is the Graftobian. These are like, this is their bronzing palette, their contour bronzing palette, but these also double as foundation shades. So Graftobian is a company, they make little foundation, cream foundations, and they're just in these tiny like little squares.
That's super cute.
Because they're very, very pigmented. So you just need minimal. So I like to use these two darker shades, and we're going to do just a contour, do a little color, and these are very, very warm. So I'll put it near the third angle so you guys can see. So this is the foundation shade I did on her, if we're on this angle. These two mixed, and so these contour colors are these ones. So we're gonna go like 4 shades darker, I would say. And they're very warm. So sometimes with contouring, if I want it to look really natural, it's gonna be more of like a neutral tone, but if we're going with a full bronzy look, I like it to be warm. So we are going to take, let's do this guy, okay. I'm going to take another synthetic brush. I really like synthetic brushes for cream products. They blend very, very well. I'm just going to work that on the brush. Sometimes I do put it on my hand to warm it up, keep it from looking spotty. And we're just going to essentially contour with this, but instead of getting right in the hollows of her cheeks, we're going to go slightly above it because it has that bronze undertone. Do you do bronzer?
I do, but I don't know if I am doing it well.
What one do you like?
So I use the mascaras Hack.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
the highlighting and contour. So hers is a very gray contour color. And so I'm not sure. I've never used one so warm. So
Yeah,
I'm excited
it'll
to
be
see
fun
how
for you
I'll
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mascara Beauty, I have used before on clients. Like I've had people bring it and I've used it. In fact, Angie,
Yes.
our mutual friend, and I really like it. Her creams are really creamy. Like it blends
I really
super
like
good.
it.
And I actually love that hers have like the gray undertone because it's like the true contour.
Yes.
But it's fun to play. I like the bronzies too.
Yeah, so I love it.
But that's a good one for sure. Do you feel like her line holds up well, like when you get oily?
Yes. It has
That's
a pretty
good.
good hold for the whole day. I don't feel like I'm reapplying during the day.
I want to try it again. I've tried the people I've tried on. I love it. It blends super good, like really smooth,
Yes.
which I like. Gorgeous. I love, and these shades of this palette, like these two darker shades, they're quite universal. Like they just tend to work on most people when I do the bronze. And I like to do it right into the hairline, because otherwise
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I ever get that deep in there, so that's perfect.
I get
love
in
it.
there. I think especially with you because your hair is so dark, so you can see, you would see if the scalp was, that's so funny. Okay, I will check. I think we're fine. No one said they lost speed. Okay, yay. All right. Oh, hi, Robbie. Oh, hi, Angie. Okay, question, Julia. I've been setting my under lines with setting spray on my sponge and then setting with powder. This technique has worked really well for me. Oh, that's fabulous. So you spray setting spray on your sponge and then you set with powder. That is a great tip. I watched a video recently and the makeup artist did something kind of similar. He well, it's a little bit different than what you're saying, but he powdered and did the finishing spray and then he actually applied the makeup over top, but he said it lasted really well. So that's a good tip, to spray the spray on your sponge. I like that. I'll have to try that.
I wonder if that would act like a primer then.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
probably.
I like that.
That's cool. I feel like also the setting spray on the sponge would make it really lightweight under your eyes.
Yes, that's great.
You don't want it to be heavy under there. That's a really good trick. Okay, and they're saying that we're back on. I think I'm sorry guys, I think we cut out for a second. Hi Roxy. Okay. Hi Jacqueline. She said your model is beautiful. Isn't she? She's just gorgeous. I would love for you to do an eye look on her for us in the future, please. If you'd love to be back, we would love to have you. Yeah, that would be great.
Thank you.
We did some fun, just minimal on her eyes. She hasn't seen yet. We'll show
I
her the
haven't.
mirror in a second. But we did a strip lash and some individual lashes and some bronzer. Okay, Susie. Hello, Susie. I know Bernice, the beauty queen. Aww, she looks amazing always.
Oh, you guys are too nice.
She does. Me and producer Kelly were like, okay, in your before video, in your before pictures, you are just even so beautiful.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
Okay, so now that that is on, I'm going to further contour her cheekbones slightly. So we are going to go to my bronzer. So this is my Hoola bronzing powder. I love this. And I'm actually going to use the same brush. So this is the one I did with the creams. So we're just going to go in and sculpt her little cheekbones slightly. So I'm just doing a little bit of this. And because I have not set her with powder, I have only done creams other than the T-zone. You need to be careful when you go in with the bronzer because it could really, really grab. Creams will grab onto powder. So if you don't preset, just be aware. Okay, we'll do a little bit on the forehead with what's left. A little bit on the jaw. I love a jaw contour. It kind of brings everything together, but I love so minimal. I feel like if you go overboard, in real life, it's not great. With your mascara, do you do jaw too? Or do you just do cheeks?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, like minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because sometimes if you do nothing, it's like, oh, well, I have it everywhere else.
Yes.
It looks a little funny, but
No, so
you do
true.
too much. And Bernice was a broadcast journalist major.
Yes.
And you did lots of filming and videos and stuff before. Would you generally do your own makeup?
Yes. And I would get called out every time because it wasn't enough.
Really?
Yeah. They say, you need a little bit more color. So
That's so funny.
So I am very light on my makeup.
It's funny for cameras. Like, you never know
Yes.
because
Oh, it
sometimes
makes-
things,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like texture is intensified. So whatever looks in real life, it probably looks more textured on
Yes.
camera, but not
But the
color.
colors, exactly.
Yeah, you look
colors
like
are washed out. Mm-hmm.
So do you have any on-camera makeup tips?
Just do way more.
Do way more than you
normally
usually do.
Yes, because under any bright lights, it will always read way better than you think it does in your bathroom mirror.
Yes. Oh, the bathroom mirrors, unless you have a
they're
lot
so
of natural
awful.
light,
No, they're
it's
so
the
awful.
world's biggest lie. Because it's usually like warm lights and it's so dim and you get ready and you're like, oh, this is great. And then
Yeah.
you go in like your
Oh
car
my
mirror and you're
goodness.
like, whoa.
Yeah, as soon as you go outside, you're like, what happened?
That is so true. Okay, so this is a liquid blush. This is NARS. This is the shade Orgasm.
That's so pretty.
It's beautiful. It's like kind of like a peachy rose, like a
Ooh.
warm sort of rose. But I love the liquid, love the liquid for bronzy looks because it just looks like she's glowing from within. Like, doesn't look like an actual powdery blush. So I really like it. Gives a little color, a little
Yay.
something. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. They sell all these, most of them individually. This was just a full palette that it came with. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, it has illuminating powders, it has a highlight powder, it has a bronzer, and it has a blush. So we're just going to swipe on the top row, the illuminating powders, and we're just kind of going to go over many areas of her face just to add a little more glow. So this is our first round of powder everywhere on her face. But these powders, they're super lightweight. They're like very seamless and very, very sheer. So she's not gonna get any texture from these. They just add a pretty glow.
So I feel like there's a very fine line between looking glowy and then looking sweaty.
Yes.
So what is your advice on that?
I so agree. Well, I think what we normally gravitate toward, it's like, okay, in my mind, if I want to do like a dewy, glowy look, it's like liquid everything, liquid highlighters, tinted moisturizer,
Yes.
and it just doesn't wear well. Like, I feel like it looks so amazing for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you need to powder something. So,
Mhm.
like, kind of what we're doing on you today, where I mix an illuminator with not a dewy foundation, like a more, someone says, wow, the bronzer contour looks beautiful. I know, I'm excited to show Bernice. Okay, is there shimmer in the blush? Yes, there's a little bit. Let me look it up on my palette, actually. Yeah, it does. It has shimmer in it, but not glitter. So it would still be, if you have a lot of texture on your skin or something like this, I use this on everybody and it's fine. Like, we'll kind of turn Bernice a little bit so the camera can see. So it more just looks luminous, but it does have very finely milled shimmer. So it does.
I've never used a liquid blush before.
It's my absolute favorite.
It's so pretty.
You would love it, like with your tinted moisturizer combo or like all the
yeah.
creams, like it goes on so easy. And I feel like it's easier to sculpt the face with it. I feel like powder always becomes a blob.
Yes,
Like-
it's so true. It's like the apple right there.
Yeah. I'm obsessed. Like, I love the liquid blush, and then I have like a whole cream palette. It's my
Ooh.
favorite. I wear it every day. And you can pop a little bit on your lids. Like, if you want to be so minimal and you don't want to wear eyeshadow, you
Oh,
can
I
use
love
what's left
that.
on your finger and like
Oh, that's so
do the
smart. I
lid.
love that.
It's so good. Okay, we'll move on to her lips, and then I like to do a little bit of finish work under the eyes after we're done. I just like to add a little shadow. So I'm gonna try this one. Give me a spatula. Okay, this is MAC. This is called Kinda Sexy. It's kind of like producer Kelly always laughs in the corner because my makeup shade name's always or whatever.
Risque.
A little bit. I don't know, let's see. Let's do a little mixing. I don't want it to be too nude too late on you. What I want to do is just incorporate some of it. Like, I like in her cheeks right now, we have like that rosy kind of blush tone, but then we have the bronzy tones going on. So I kind of want to incorporate both of those in her lips. I don't want it to be completely brown, but I definitely want it to have a brown base. I'm going to mix two shades. This, we did Kinda Sexy by MAC, and this one is Bahama Beige. This one's Milani.
That's a pretty color.
It's a good color. This is a good summer, like a bronzy
Yeah, very pretty.
color, but it's very wearable. I feel like straight browns are hard to pull off. They're not always very flattering.
No, I love the idea of mixing those.
Yeah, I'm such a mixer, which no one wants to do day to day, so that's a bummer. I try to just do one shade because usually whoever's the model is like, oh, I need to go get that lip color, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, it's like 10. Like, you can, I don't know, I guess you could mix them all
Yes.
together and store it in a little pot. But I can't help it. I just like to mix. Okay, so we're just gonna go. We'll check, see if we have questions, and I'm just gonna start applying. You can do a lip liner. I'm just gonna go ahead and not. Okay. Oh, and producer Kelly says too, when we cut out for, I think we were only out for like 10 seconds. If we missed your question, drop it again because I don't think it picked up in the chat. Okay, Bernice is glowing, love the look. Aw, I need some recommendations for cool undertones and fair skin. Okay, that's a great question. Because a lot of times anything with warmth at all on very fair skin just instantly looks orange and very artificial. So for a bronzer, one that I love, so actually Hoola Benefit, the bronzer I used on Bernice, this is just the regular shade, but they have one called Hoola Light, and it's for more fair skin, and it's a very balanced tone, so it definitely has like cool undertones so that it's wearable for fair skin. But it has a teeny bit of warmth in it, so you can still use it on upper cheeks as a bronzer. So that's one I definitely recommend trying. Another thing for fair skin, let me read your question to make sure you don't just want cool. Oh, for cool undertones, okay. So you can still do like a bronzy look like this. You just need to be careful and not gravitate towards the normal bronze. So try the Hoola Light. I would, on fair skin, so this Graftobian palette, I would probably start with this lighter contour. It has a little bit more cool in it, and you can mix it with a darker one. Just look for more neutrals, more so than bronze, because on cool undertones, they will pull warm. Another tip that is good is just to incorporate the same color all over your face. So for bronzy looks, like on Bernice today for her shadows, I actually used all of the bronzers on her face except for the cream one on her eyes. And that way everything looks very uniform, very blended. Got a little lipstick on your teeth. I'm going to wipe it off with the Q-tip. Okay, I'll stand in front of you so the camera doesn't see me wiping your teeth. Okay, you're good. Sorry.
So how do you find like a cooler tone in a bronzer as opposed to a warmer tone? Because I feel like when I think cool, I'm thinking more bluies, right?
Yeah.
So how can you tell in
Yeah.
a bronzer?
Well, you can hold them up to other bronzers so it's easy to see.
Okay.
But no, it's a good question. Let me show you guys. I'll show you, Bernice, and I'll show the camera. So it's hard because most makeup companies, even their contours, they're not true cools like you.
Yeah,
Like
I feel like they're
they're
all
warm.
still warm toned.
Totally. And you know from being in film and studying, like you know a true shadow is actually cold, like maybe even
Mhm.
green, maybe even blue, like
Yes.
not warm. But with makeup, it doesn't need to be a true cold. It doesn't need to be like an actual gray. It just
Okay.
needs to not be overpoweringly warm. So this one is the Fair Shade and Huda Tantor. So this is a good cream option for fair skin. And you can see it's definitely like, I would call this a warm color, but it's leaning a lot more towards neutral
Yeah, it's
than like
less orange.
these guys.
Mhm,
Yeah.
and less yellowy.
Yeah. It's a lot of it is kind of experimentation. That's why it's kind of fun to get your makeup done
Mhm.
by a professional, because they'll have usually like gone through all the hard work of finding good undertones and what products and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. Back to lips. Yeah, that's a good question. There's a couple makeup artists that are in my live chat a lot. If any of you guys have great recommendations for cool skin tones, go ahead and drop those so we all can see. Because it definitely is harder.
So would you consider my skin tone cool or warm?
I would say it was warm.
Mhm.
What would you say?
I agree. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I would say you definitely lean more towards like goldeny than olive,
Mhm.
per se. And you can tell too, like you have the warmth in your highlights and they
Mhm.
look great.
Mhm.
Like they don't look orange. Like a lot of times you can tell when you color your hair if you go too warm and you're like, wait,
Yes.
something's off. It's probably because you're like a cooler tone.
Mhm.
And then for very, very deep skin for a bronzy look, instead of focusing so much on the bronzers, I actually like to focus a lot on the highlights.
Oh.
So I'll do like golden tones in my highlights, and I'll do a lot more glow and kind of variations that way.
Mhm.
Instead of adding shadows, I'll more like focus on illuminating in different levels, if that makes sense. So that's
I
a
like
fun thing to do. Can we wipe the lipstick off my hand? I'm gonna check the questions again, but let's go ahead right now
Yep.
and flash Bernice's before video, and then you guys can see the before and after. So this was before I did eyes and brows. And I think also before skincare. We did a lot of
Yes.
skincare
It's
prep on
amazing.
Bernice. We love skincare. If you guys have not seen my exfoliating, toning, hydrating like skin prep video, it's with my sister. She's in the thumbnail. She's a cute like high little ponytail. Definitely watch that because they pretty much do that on everybody before we start. So this is her. Do we get the before? Okay, this is her beautiful after. So gorgeous. And we'll show her in a second. Okay, and then also question on how to achieve this look without it looking cakey. So this is actually a really great look to not be cakey because we used minimal powder, although we did use it, and we did very light coverage on everything. So with the concealer we did, I mean, it's like it's full glam. We did makeup on Bernice,
Yes.
like she is wearing makeup and it will look like she's wearing makeup, but we did everything minimal. So using a foundation brush to kind of stipple things and apply things on, and then again going over it with the beauty sponge, this is a little powder from what we just did, over the face to absorb the excess is great. Mixing, I'm kind of recapping things in case you weren't here at the beginning. So mixing your foundation with your glow primer shears it out and makes it go on more thin. So that's step one, and that's good. And then also when we powdered her, I only powdered where she would get oily. So we went around the nose, and then I lightly set under the eyes, but there was pretty much nothing on my brush at that point because that area will look cakey, if that makes sense. So this, if you weren't here for the whole video, I recommend watching again, and you can kind of see each step because it is a good way to do like full glam makeup, but not too textured.
And it does not feel heavy at all.
Yay.
Everything feels really light.
It looks good too.
Easy breezy.
I love it. Yeah, that's a compliment too, because usually when you get your makeup, like I probably put more makeup on you than you usually
than I
do.
remember, for sure.
So it's nice that you're not you're not feeling it. Someone said such a beautiful look. I love it. Okay, we're just gonna do a little bit. So I like to go into that bronzing palette and grab the luminous bronzer that we did all over her face, and just do a little bit under the eyes. Go ahead and look up for me. Just kind of tie the look together. Bring a little bit more to the eyes. And do you have permanent liner?
Yes, it's super faded because it is very old, but it has been awesome because with the Asian eyes, it is hard to have a liner stay put.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It wants to migrate.
Always.
But I like it. I actually love permanent liner when it is faded. I feel like it's a little bit softer.
It is. It's very natural, so I can do more with it. If I want to add to it, I can add to it. But an everyday look, it's perfect.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
And your brows look great. In fact, I thought you had done your brows when I was like prepping your face. I'm like, oh, wipe those off and redo them just because I'm going to do skin prep. They looked great.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm like, oh, wow. They look very natural. For a tattoo, they look so good. Okay, you ready to see, Brady?
Yes.
All right, here you go.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is
Very
beautiful.
very
Oh my
glowy.
goodness. Thank you.
Thank you for being my model. You're so
Thank
great.
you.
And thank you guys for watching and hanging out with us. We are live Monday through Thursday around 10 a.m. Pacific time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.